This Leaf Blade is going to be more than enough to take care of Metachan. What is in the back? In the back is public enemy number 1, the big fat tin can, looking to make the close combat. The Registeel outpaces to a charge move. Now it's all going to be down to the Magnezone. Can Magnezone knock out with a wild charge? We are building up as much energy as possible. We throw just before the Registeel gets to a focus blast. Is this going to be enough to knock out? Well, once again, you're going to have to watch the video to find out. And today's video is going to be a whole load of fun. We've got a really unique team, of course, triple shadows, because you're on the home of shadow Pokemon. We've got double fighters. Fighters are obviously weak to both flying, psychic, and of course those pesky charmers. So we need something to cover all 3 of those. So we've got Magnezone. Resist all 3 of them typings while dealing super effective to 2. Obviously it can't hit psychic for super effective, but let's not kid ourselves. No psychic type wants to get hit in the face by a wild charge. So we are running an ABB team. Obviously Magnezone is in the lead. Any lead that isn't one of the 3 times I mentioned in the intro, we are going to say switch to a fighter to draw it out. And in game 1, my rambling, you can see the opponent already top left. So we're off to a 1-0 start. Moving on into battle number 2, we see a fairy in the lead. They say switch into Registeel. We bank a wild charge and here comes Poliwrath. Recently, Registeel did get access to Zap Cannon, which would hit Poliwrath for super effective. So Yveltal is going to shield it up. They actually go for a focus blast, which is even better for us as we are now not debuffed. That should mean that 1 dynamic punch should be enough to knock out this big fat tin can. Dynamic punch coming through. Get fucking wrecked, Registeel, and we leave with a whole load of residual energy. Back out comes the Azumarill. This isn't a great matchup. Dynamic Punch is better DPE, so that is the correct move to go for, and we're just going to spam out as many as possible. As it is super bulky, but Poliwrath does hit hard. This second Dynamic Punch will get the Azumarill into the yellow, and that will be obviously 1 wild charge range. The fact that we're running Gallade as our second fighter, we can actually hit him for super effective with Leaf Blade, and the confusions will really chunk. The opponent throws a Poliwrath. That takes care of the Poliwrath. We come back into the Magnezone. We are looking to overfarm as much as possible. We actually hit the move. We get some lag. Yveltal is now forced to shield up in case they're on Hydro Pump. It's just a Poliwrath. We now simultaneously swap out, and in the back is a Golbat. We are both hitting each other for super effective, but my gosh, these confusions are absolutely shredding. The opponent still has a shield. We fire off a Leaf Blade. The opponent does shield it up. And at this stage, they've decided they don't want no more of that smoke and concede the match. GG's and thanks for playing. The opponent actually still had 2 shields, but either way, they were absolutely fucked. Moving on into the next battle, we see a Frostlass in the lead. We can hit him for super effective with these mirror shots, but mirror shot isn't a great move and will not one-shot. Both our back 2 Pokemon don't really want to see this. Frostlass and Shadow Ball would hit them both for huge damage. The opponent throws an Avalanche Bait, dip out into Drapion, and we go for a wild charge. The opponent shows no respect. It near gets one-shot. We build up yet more energy, resisting the Poison Stings and catch the move onto Poliwrath. They haven't got enough for a Sludge Bomb, and they wouldn't be throwing that anyway, as the Steel typing would resist it. They go for an Aqua Tail. Poliwrath laughs that off, and we actually manage to Mud Shot down. Back out comes the Frostlass, and this is where the Scald coverage is really nice. A lot of Poliwrath run Ice Punch and Dynamic Punch, and this opponent once again shows no respect. The Frostlass is now deep into the red, and this is looking like an absolute good game. I don't know what they could have in the back that's going to be able to handle these 2 Super LV Pokemon. We come in with the zone. We manage to farm down. What is it in the back? The opponent actually has Trevenant, so this is going to get a bit dicey. However, we are so far ahead in energy, we can just spam out these mirror shots, and the confusion is going to really chunk. They no-shield the first. They get the attack drop, and now we are going for the Hail Mary Wild Charge. Will the opponent respect the damage of Wild Charge? They do shield it up. We now switch out into Gallade, and with a shield, we should be able to confusion all the way down. We are going to shield this move up. I imagine it will be a Seed Bomb, but either way, this confusion damage is going to shred through this tree. The opponent does make one more move. Once again, this is just a Seed Bomb. Gallade, despite being super squishy, should survive. Holy crap, I say that. We didn't survive with too much help, but we survived with enough to get the simultaneous KO, and we take that game. Moving on into the next battle. We need Shadow Magnezone into Gelatin. You absolutely love to see it. Gelatin really isn't going to appreciate any of the electric type coverage. They are on bubble though, and these bubbles are really adding up. We aren't baiting, we're going straight for the wild charge. Is the opponent going to be calling the bait, or do they shield? The opponent calls the bait. They get absolutely obliterated. They now come in to an Ice Fang Marwile. They must be so weak to Magnezone. Once again, Yveltal is going for the Hail Mary, And for the second time in the video, the opponent shows no respect. Holy crap, Magnezone is going on an absolute tear up. The opponent's last Pokemon is the Dedenne. This little mouse is going to have to do a lot of work. We are going to be spamming out as many Leaf Blades as possible. Holy crap, the confusion damage from Gallade has got it already down to around 33% HP. We're going to shield up the next discharge, and it looks like Yveltal might just commit to the fast move farm downs. The opponent has 2 shields, and they are going to save them for Season 12. Once again, GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on into the next battle, we see another Spice Lord running a grab in the Open Great League. You love to see it. This is a pretty neutral matchup. We can hit him for neutral with these mirror shots. However, Magnezone does resist all moves, but it has 0 bulk. So we are going to shield up the Thunderbolt, and now we are going to look to get off a Wild Charge. Once again, this is resisted, but Graveler also is a Glass Cannon. The opponent lets it go, and holy crap, they near get one shot. We try and snipe with a Confusion. The opponent now comes into a Azumarill. This is not a bad matchup for Gallade, as the bubbles only hit for neutral, our Confusion chunks, and Leaf Blade does huge damage. The opponent is probably regretting no shielding, because at this stage now, we could have shielded up and took switch, but Yveltal is choosing to allow the Ice Beam through, and we absolutely did not survive. I imagine we will come in with the zone and look to regain our energy that we threw at the Graveler. That is exactly the play that Yveltal goes for, and once again, Magnezone is absolutely loaded. We do have to be mindful of the sack swap. Let's see what the opponent does. The opponent smartly waits out their full timer, and they come into a Metachan. We are now going for a bait. The opponent has 2 shields. They do shield up the mirror shot, and now we are going for a Wild Charge. Is the opponent willing to burn both shields? Wild Charge will do huge damage. Wild Charge does draw the last shield, and here comes Poliwrath. This isn't a great matchup for Poliwrath. Psychic will probably one-shot. The opponent attempts to make a catch on the Graveler. Yveltal holds his energy, and we now have loads of residual energy. We are going to shield up a potential Psychic. The opponent baits us with a power-up punch. Not fantastic. We are going to need to get to 2 Scalds. First Scald coming through, and who will win the race? Will Poliwrath be able to outpace? Let's find out. Scald does land for big damage. 2 more mud shots, and we make the second Scald, and Poliwrath is about to be a Metachan counter confirmed. GG's and thanks for playing. Yveltal showing nerves of steel there, holding his energy and not allowing the opponent to make a catch. Very well played from both trainers. Moving on into the next battle. We lead Magnezone into Metachan, not great. We've only got 1 real response in Gallade, so we come into Poliwrath. They answer with a Snarl Mandibuzz. This isn't a bad matchup for Poliwrath, as these dynamic punches do hit for neutral, and we are resisting the Snarls. If it was on Air Slash, it would be a lot worse. The first dynamic punch does around 40% HP. The unfortunate thing here is 1 more will not be enough to knock out, and we're going to have 0 chance of mud-shotting them down. We tank the Aerial Ace, and now we are looking to go for a Scald. We actually get really greedy, and unfortunately now we are going to have to burn a shield. So now Poliwrath is going to look to get to back-to-back moves. This Scald will not knock out, but we could be fishing for the attack drop. Scald doesn't get the shield. The opponent knows they could survive. We do outpace to this next Scald, but the opponent could now match shields and get off 1 more move. The opponent does shield it up. They're not going to be able to snarl us down. They are going to have to dump energy, and the opponent does throw immediately. This now allows some nice farm on our UFO, the mighty Magnezone, and then when that Metachan should return, we should be able to force the final shield with a Wild Charge. Yveltal actually instant swaps into Gallade, and the opponent is staying in. They could be weak to Gallade in the back. We are going to shield up a potential Psychic. Really hope we don't get pup baited once again. Great shield. We do correctly shield up the Psychic, and now we will outpace to back-to-back Leaf Blades. The opponent's still staying in. What the heck have they got in the back? We go for an undercharge on the Leaf Blade, but the opponent actually shields it up anyway. We do outpace to this next Leaf Blade, so whatever's in the back, I imagine, will be weak to Gallade. Let's find out. See you later, Metachan. In the back is Registeel. This close combat will absolutely obliterate him. However, we get outpaced. This is unfortunate. It's all going to be down to Magnezone. We have got some residual energy, but I don't think 1 Wild Charge will be enough to knock out, and absolutely any move the Registeel throws would knock us out. We're going for this Wild Charge. Is Wild Charge enough to KO the bulky Registeel? No, it isn't. They're super low. We're at the mirror shot. This mirror shot, despite being resisted, should be enough to get the knockout. And Magnezone cleans up this battle. So despite hard losing lead and losing switch, Yveltal manages to pull off a very impressive game. GG's. Moving on into the next one, we see Whimsicott, a stupid charmer. This little sheep-looking motherfucker is definitely something our backline doesn't want to see. However, Magnezone can hit for super effective with Mirror Shot. The opponent allows the first one to go through. You can see Mirror Shot is a pretty garbage move. We are going to overfarm just before they reach a move and fire off this second Mirror Shot. Hopefully the opponent no shields. They actually choose to shield it up. They're looking to charm us down. Holy crap, we almost get charmed down. We save the Magnezone on 1 HP and the Dreamer look to snipe with Gallade. We're forced to burn a shield, but it is a Moonblast. Holy cow, just a few charms have got Gallade deep into the yellow and they come into Victory Bell. This confusion has absolutely chunked the Victory Bell, and this Leaf Blade, even though resisted, will do some nice chip damage. The opponent burns their final shield. You can see that it would only have took probably 3 confusions to absolutely delete that Victory Bell. We come in with that banked Mirror Shot. Mirror Shot takes out the Victory Bell. What is in the back? In the back is a Abomasnow, and holy crap, Abomasnow should be reaching for that top left because this Dynamic Punch will absolutely pound the crap out of this snowman. It's about to be a pile of snow once again. GG's and thanks for playing. The opponent might have thought the snowman was safe. They got rid of the steel type and the first fighter, but guess what? We had fighter number 2. However, as smug as I am, in the next battle we pick up a dreadful lead. Magnezone can do absolutely nothing to Galarian Stunfisk. We save switch into Gallade and they come in to a stupid Charmer. We get completely charmed down, but that Leaf Blade did do huge damage. This now allows our Magnezone to come in and completely farm down. However, this is still a really, really tricky spot. Firstly, our energy against the Galarian Stunfisk will be useless, and secondly, we are still switch locked. The opponent comes into Talonflame. We should have thrown 2 Sparks before throwing this move because we've allowed a whole Incinerate through. We now throw 3 Sparks. Again, you should have probably thrown 1 more Spark to optimally time your charge move, but let's hope we draw the opponent's last shield. The opponent obviously can't count. They have burnt both of their shields, and now here comes Poliwrath. We are going to have to shield up a potential Brave Bird. Let's see if the opponent is baiting. Yes, they are. We can now take him out with a Scald. The opponent looks to catch the Scald on Galarian Stunfisk, but all they're catching is the hands of Poliwrath. Dynamic Punch coming through for huge damage. The opponent is at a Brave Bird. They need 1 more Incinerate, so this is going to be an easy shield. We're going to shield up a potential Earthquake, completely Mud Shot down, and it's time for one of my favourite lines. Hi, Kentucky Fried Chicken Bird of Death. Bye, Kentucky Fried Chicken Bird of Death. Eat Scald and get fucking wrecked. GG's and thanks for playing. A very impressive comeback victory. We're hard countered in the lead, hard countered on the swap, and Poliwrath absolutely cleaned up that match. Moving on into the next battle, we pick up a pretty tricky lead. The Pesky Spider into Magnezone. That would be fairly neutral. However, the opponent immediately saves, which is into a Marowak, and we come into Poliwrath. We go for the Scald. It lands for big damage, actually one-shots. They come back in with the Spider. They are going to have to throw energy or eat a charge move. The opponent does decide to throw. If this is a lunge, it will not KO. So the opponent correctly throws a discharge. We are not waiting out of time. We're coming in with Gallade. Look at this confusion damage. Holy cow, it's doing massive damage. We can shield up whatever they throw and completely confusion farm down. So Gallade does completely confusion down. What is in the back? Our Gallade is absolutely loaded. They come in to a Bastiodon. We are baiting with a Leaf Blade. Is the opponent gonna call the bait? Either way, we should be in the right spot. They do shield up the first one. We're going for the close combat. Is the opponent willing to give up their final shield? No, they are not, and it gets absolutely wrecked. I don't think I love anything more than seeing a Bastiodon get wrecked and that close combat absolutely obliterated. The stupid rock steel typing of Bastiodon. As fighting hits for double super effective. Moving on into the next battle, we see Metachan in the lead. Dreadful for our team comp as we are ABA week 2 Metachans. We come into another losing matchup of Poliwrath. We do land the Scald. However, Psychic would absolutely one-shot us. Are we going to shield this up, or is Yveltal going to call the bait? We are calling the bait here. It is the Psychic. That isn't fantastic. So we've lost our Poliwrath. However, we've still got Gallade and a healthy Magnezone. I imagine we're going to come in with the Gallade, which we do. Can we completely confusion down before they make a move? Yes, we can. So the opponent didn't switch out. So they must have a good check for Gallade. And here is Trevenant. Trevenant is a pretty good answer for Gallade, however these confusions absolutely chunk. We are going to fire off Leaf Blades, it is resisted, but the opponent does burn their first shield. We now switch back out into Magnezone. Shadow Ball would one-shot us, however, Seed Bomb would do hardly anything. We correctly shield a Shadow Ball, huge shield from Yveltal, and in the back is a Walrus. We are going for the Mirror Shot. Yveltal is unwilling to lower his defense at this stage. Mirror Shot doesn't draw a shield. These sparks are really adding up. We are over farming as much as possible. Once again, this Mirror Shot will not KO, but it will get them really low. Does the opponent burn their final shield? No, they do not. We have CMP tied. Yveltal is going to shield this up in case it is an Earthquake. It correctly shields an Earthquake. That's 2 huge shields in this battle. We commit to the Spark Down and we leave with residual energy. So we're going to farm up as much as we possibly can. Let's see if we can draw the opponent's final shield with this Mirror Shot. Does the opponent give it up? Yes, they do. We're already at the Wild Charge. Wild Charge is resisted, but Magnezone hits like an absolute fucking truck. Wild Charge coming through it, near one-shots. We switch out and snipe with Gallade, and that once again is a very impressive victory. So a huge thank you to Yveltal for these battle submissions. A great team, really spicy, really unique. Make sure you go check him out on YouTube. Link to his channel is in the description down below. If you're enjoying the content, consider smashing that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you like your battles featured on the channel, the link to my submission form is also in the description down below. And I'd like to say thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.